Hi, my beautiful Cancer Patreons. This is Jessica bringing you your December 2022 reading. Hey, Cancer, I will be sharing this video on my YouTube channel as an example of what you can receive as a subscriber, a member of my Patreon channel. All right, Cancer, let's get started. So, of course, this is December, so we will be celebrating Christmas. For those of you who would like to look into conscious items, I am an affiliate with this company. I do love this company. Here is their Positivity Lunar Ring, and I'm just choosing, and this is my anxiety-free bracelet set, okay? And literally, I'm just choosing these items because they're easy to display, but I have many items from Conscious Items. I love their products. I do feel that the company at the present moment, as I'm supporting them, is a legit company that gives back to the community. They plant 2 trees for every item. During the Black Friday sale, they did have buy one, get one. And then on top of that, if you use the link that is in my description box or the code Good Vibrations 15, you save 15% off of any sale that they have. So this is on top of, so really, really great value, especially for the buy one, get one. I'm not even, that's just amazing. All right, I'm selecting keywords for December for you. That was too many. Had 3 fall. Oh, and I don't know, something about 3. Keep that in mind, Cancer. Something about 3. 2 times I've had the cards fall out of my hands, and 3 times 3 cards. I like this for you, Cancer. All right. Let's see what we have with your keywords. We have warmth. I can see that for you in December. For those of you who live in cold climates, you may literally physically be seeking some type of warmth, you know, warming up your decor. And usually any, you know, decor associated to the holidays does feel really warm, cozy, and inviting. Forgive self. That's a big one. Judgment separates. That's a big one. I am good enough. All right. So if you have any Taurus placements in your top 3, meaning your sun, well, your sun is Cancer. So your rising or your moon, I suggest watching Taurus as well, because I am good enough came out in that, in their December reading. All right, well, it looks like you have kind of a tough, okay, let me rephrase. Forgive self. So in December, a key word for you is to forgive yourself. This can be a little bit challenging. Sometimes we don't know what we need to forgive ourselves for. In your case, Cancer, it's connected to warmth. You offer a warm, nurturing aura to many people around you, to your friends, especially your family. Okay, you are very family oriented. Your family typically comes first if you are a balanced Cancer. Okay. Wow, so really beautiful. So I think where you need to forgive yourself is where you have been overextending to people around you, okay? Forgive yourself for feeling shame and guilt for setting boundaries. Forgive yourself for not setting boundaries and walking in codependency, people-pleasing, shadow aspects. Also, judgment separates. Judging yourself for maybe things that you did wrong in the past. Maybe you shouldn't have been so codependent. Maybe you're beating yourself up for being codependent. Maybe you're beating yourself up for being naive in certain areas of your life, beating yourself up because you feel that you should be at a different level of consciousness, a higher level of consciousness. Maybe you feel like you should be further ahead, okay? And so you're continuously judging yourself. Maybe you feel like you're judging yourself because, you know, you're aging and things are shifting emotionally, mentally, and physically. And you're judging your body, you're judging your healing experience, you're judging your thoughts, you're judging, which what happens there, Cancer, is you become separate from your wholeness. And that's what you're trying to reach, okay? You're trying to reach wholeness, and you can't do it if you're always judging yourself for every single mistake that you have or every shadow that you have. A shadow is not so that you can feel more shame or guilt. And it's not for you to heal everything completely, okay? You will never be flawless. You will never be without flaws as you experience the human journey. Humans are flawed, okay? They are not perfect. Healing, and they're not perfect because they're embodied with an ego, okay? And that ego is not going to let you be perfect. It's going to tug and tug and tug. I am good enough. And this is where every time that ego starts to, you know, chatter in your mind about all the things that you can't do, that you're not whole, you're never going to be healed because this and that's wrong with you. You have all these shadows. You should be ashamed of yourself. You know, again, forgiving yourself, recognizing that you are good enough where you are at in the present moment. I am good enough, and I forgive myself. You get to choose your life. No one else can do that for you. So step into the heart space. Set down the pride and ego and allow yourself to follow the flow of where we, the universe, and your very soul are trying to guide you. And absolutely, your soul, when you're listening to my readings, okay, and other people's readings, not just mine, your soul often is the one guiding you to those readings, okay? So that you can hear a piece of the puzzle, get a little nugget, a little guidance on your path. Is everything going to resonate? Absolutely not. Because you can only resonate with at the present moment depending on how active you are to listening, implementing, taking action, absorbing. Because listening and absorbing are really, really important, Cancer. In your shadow, here comes your shadow, Jessica's about to point it out, Cancer. You do listen, or you are a person who likes to be people's counselors. You do enjoy being there for people. Okay? Being a source of warmth for others. But sometimes you don't actively listen. You listen to respond. You listen to respond to the person that's trying to share something with you, because you automatically feel like you need to go into finding a solution for them. Codependency. I'm your savior archetype. I can help you. Beautiful positive aspects to have, but you do have to know when it's none of your business, when you shouldn't intervene, and when you should just listen. And for the most part, when you actively listen, you hold the space for someone to feel safe in your presence. And by holding the space for someone to, speak to you and feel safe, you allow them to heal. What a beautiful gift of love and warmth. Now, you haven't been doing that. If you've been listening to go into rescue mode, let me find some solutions for you. Let me see, let me participate and become an active codependent in this connection. You need to stop judging yourself and you need to forgive yourself. But you actively need to be present from this time on. Are you going to be actively present 24 hours a day, 365 days a year? Absolutely not. But the more that you practice, the more you actively stay present. It's a discipline. It's a discipline. And that discipline becomes routine. All right, Cancer. So let me we're going to look into what you should have gained, what you should have learned, what your focus was in 2022. Now, Cancer, once I pick the cards, if you're thinking to yourself, I have no idea. I don't think I've, gained those things, or that was my focus. I want you to listen actively, and then I want you to write it down on a piece of paper and give it time to flow. Okay, it's been a whole year, and for many of us, it's been a rough year. It's been a rough year. Whew. What was I just talking about, Cancer? Codependency. And the devil comes out. The devil is bondage, addictions, negative thinking patterns, codependency, people-pleasing, shadows. So Cancer 2022 should have been full of really going inward, working on those negative thinking patterns, codependencies, and addictions. And addictions do not always mean the usual stuff, drugs. And drugs can be anything. Smoking is a drug, whether people want to hear that or not. It is something that has hundreds of toxins, and it offers some type of relief for the smoker. Okay, alcohol does that too. It numbs, it disconnects, it distracts. But addictions can be, I mean, an addiction can literally be people pleasing. Some people are addicted to people pleasing. Some people are addicted to codependency, and it's very triggering for them to hear that people pleasing is not a reflection of being a kind, nice person. It's a reflection of you, of your fears, of what you're fearing. There is a shadow to people pleasing. Three of Wands, showing up in reverse. I'm trying to tap into the energy to see if I feel like it's in reverse. No. Yeah. All right. What I mean by tapping into the energy and feeling like it's truly a reversal, because you can read the cards upright and still give a reversal meaning if you are an intuitive and you're connecting more to an intuitive message rather than the actual scripture description of what each card means. Okay. Again, anyone can be a tarot reader. It's a study. It's something that everyone can learn. And it can help you develop your intuitive skills. I went the backwards, but I always do things a little bit different than other people. I went from taking my intuition, okay, and just going with the flow to learn, okay, this is what I intuitively interpret from the, you know, energy, from the illustration, to practicing it so much that I've learned many of the meanings of tarot. I've only been doing this professionally for like a year, a little bit over a year and a half, not even a full 2 years. Okay. So you can do it. All right. Sorry, I have to get some water. Okay, so here we have the devil. So that was the focus. The negative thinking patterns, the things that are keeping you bound, the things that are keeping you from moving forward, the people, the places, everything. That's what you're working on. Now, it doesn't mean that it's over in 2022. I mean, this unlearning happens in layers, and we are unlearning, okay, a lot of things, a lot of brainwashing, if you want to call it. Also, I feel like you've been really going through a metamorphosis. You've been going through a really big transition. I can see this, though. This has happened in stages. You're about, okay, to spread your wings. So, okay, the butterfly starts off as a caterpillar, okay? And the caterpillar, this is when you see your light, okay? You may recognize, I'm different. I have light. I'm, you know, special, or, you know, I'm just different, unique. Then the caterpillar goes into a cocoon. So this is when you yourself go into a dark period. And this dark period ebbs and flows. And that's just the truth. You know, the butterfly is in this dark cocoon that turns into goo. Okay? And almost all your life starts turning into goo. Get yourself into sticky, you know, situations, hurdles, obstacles. As you're working through the bondage, the addictions, the codependencies, the negative thinking patterns, negative environments, toxic environments. Your mind can be a toxic environment. Okay. But with the Nine of Pentacles here, I also feel that you've been learning how to feel secure in yourself. Wholeness. thinking about the future, planning for the future. So this has all been part of the process for the future, okay? I like, you know, the transformation that you've had. Because here I do see somebody that is independent. And I feel like releasing, healing, recognizing, because the first step is the recognizing those shadows, those addiction and those negative thinking patterns, okay? And then it's about what? Forgiving yourself for those shadows, for those negative thinking patterns, for being codependent at one time, for lacking boundaries, for being and putting yourself in toxic environments and toxic patterns and toxic belief systems. What does that mean? You stop judging yourself, because judgment separates you from your divinity, from your wholeness, from your oneness. The ego will want to complicate your healing. It wants you to beat yourself up at all times. It wants you to think that you're not doing a good enough job, that you're falling behind everybody else. Look at how good everybody else is. So there you go. Your ego's like judging you. You should be like that person. Oh, you should be a millionaire. You should be a lawyer. You should be a doctor. And there's no shame in those career fields. But not all of us are going to be those things, and some of us don't want to, and your ego will still try to conjure something like that up to separate you, to judge you, so that you can feel shame and guilt. You have been focusing on being free and independent from these shadows, from these negative thinking patterns, from these toxic people, these toxic environments. And the more that you become independent from this, the stronger, the more confident you feel, because you are confident. You are in your power. In this energy, you're not in your power. In this energy, you are, but that's what you've been learning all of 2022. I like what you've been learning. This is where you say, I'm good enough. I know I'm good enough. I'm good enough. I deserve stability. I deserve success. I deserve wealth. I deserve abundance. I deserve good health. I mean, that's some big lessons there. Whoops, my stuff kind of moved a little. Okay, so let's go ahead and see what your hurdles for December are. Uh-oh. I'm like, uh-oh. We have on top of the devil, we have the 5 of Wands. Again, butterflies in there. I can't tell what these little guys are. I don't know if they're rabbits or mice or some weird animal, but we'll get into that in a little bit. So for December, this is your hurdle, something that you may not be able to see, a denial, an illusion, a block, an obstacle, because denials, you know, not being able to see something can create blocks and obstacles, but you don't know that you're creating them because, you know, the Knight of Cups. All right, something that you may not see coming is an apology. You may actually get into some type of argument or conflict. It will be a petty conflict, okay? It could be a difference in opinion, you know, something petty, you know, arrogance. I do feel you're going to have some mountains to climb in December, or that you will be climbing a mountain. And it could be due to this conflict. Now, this conflict could be connected to a Capricorn, with it being under, okay? The Five of Wands could also be your internal conflict that's going on with this Devil energy, which speaks of your codependencies, your addictions, your toxic thinking patterns, the toxic environments. That there's been kind of a refusal for you to look at these shadows and to actually implement, to actively be present within yourself, because it feels very uncomfortable and you don't like it, okay? And it does feel uncomfortable, but like you really don't like it. You don't like looking in the mirror and seeing your own shadows, because it really, you start judging yourself. Your ego starts judging yourself, itself. So there's this internal conflict of forgiving yourself, because again, the devil being here, this is the ego, okay? The devil is just another label for the ego. Lucifer, Satan, energy vampire, parasite, whatever labels, all these labels are created again to create separation, but they're all in the same energy. And you can be responsible light worker. You can be a light worker and still bring in darkness by your own projections, okay? If you're always projecting doom and gloom and negativity, and judging something, anything, political, religious, spiritual, yourself, people, okay, it still separates, creates conflict, outer conflict and internal conflict. So you may not see that you're going to have some kind of conflict with people. A Capricorn could be involved. You could also be having conflict with yourself, because we have the Knight of Cups energy here. Okay, so Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio energy showing up. You may be battling with your creative expression or just being creative in December. Okay, that may be a hurdle. I do feel that you may not see an apology coming. This apology can come from the Capricorn, could come from any other water sign, can come with, from anyone, okay, that you experience some type of argument or conflict with, okay? I do feel with the Seven of Pentacles here that this is someone at some point you have been planting seeds with, growing with, okay? You went out on a limb with this person at some point. Can be a romantic love interest, can be a friendship, can be work related, career related. This is not limited to only love, okay? Whatever this conflict that is going on internally inside of you, it's actually a positive, even though it probably will not feel positive as you are experiencing it at the time it's happening, okay? You're probably going to go into automatic negative thinking patterns, possibly victim. Why does this keep happening to me? Poor me. I'm always, like working hard, Victim and martyr and passive aggression are common water sign shadows, okay? I'm not nicking you. I'm also a water sign, and that's how I know, because I recognize them in myself. And we can definitely be petty. We know how to hit below the belt. Does that make me a bad person because I'm calling myself out? No. It just means that I know I'm secure in who I am. And I'm a human being, and sometimes I act petty. So there. Does that make me a bad person? Absolutely not. Does that make you a bad person? Absolutely not. Why? Because you're enough. You're beautiful. You're independent. You're transformational. So whatever's happening here, it's creating a transformation. You're going through a transition. So when this occurs and you go through the ebbs and flows of everything that you need to feel it. Because as you feel it, you heal it. These people that tell you not to be angry, never to scream, never to rage. I mean, obviously you need to be mindful, actively mindful of how you rage, okay? But shoot, you can go out in the country and just start screaming, you know, get in your car, scream as loud as you can, and then open up the window to let that energy out. Because you don't want that energy to stay. And anytime that you have an argument and a fight in your home, you open up those windows, get that air flowing, okay? Clear up the energy. All right, so let's see what's positive is coming into your life. Ace of Swords. So a new beginning, some type of clarity, communication again. So you do have some type of communication coming in. It could be coming in from someone that's like a knight in shining armor or wants to be your knight in shining armor, okay? Could be coming in from anyone that you may have had an argument with, which could be your knight in shining armor, or it could be somebody totally different, but they may actually get creative, okay, about the way that they express their apology to you, okay? But there's going to be some truth that's being revealed. And maybe this is the new beginning, clearing of the air, clearing of the conflict, because it's on top of the conflict. So it's a new beginning. It's the ending of a conflict. Breaking the chains, breaking the bondage, breaking the addictions. Wow. Whew. Whew. The Ace of Wands. Passion, inspiration. So you also have inspiration. So you're going to be inspired. Okay. Now either you're going to be inspired in December and this brings you some type of truth or clarity, or maybe you haven't known what inspires you, what ignites your passion. Okay. And all of a sudden there's a revelation of some type, because there's some type of clarity that comes through some type of revealing, you know, and it really hits home to you because you get to choose your life. So somewhere this hits home and you figure out, you know what, I can't, no one else can do this for me. I have to do it for myself. So I feel inspired to move forward, to, you know, start these new beginnings. I feel passionate. I'm ready to cut ties, to set down my pride and ego and start new, a fresh start. I'm ready to allow myself to flow. I'm ready to hear the truth and to receive clarity and guidance from my spirit team. I'm opening up my hands to this passion, to this inspiration. Some of you, because the Ace of Wands and the Knight of Cups, There's definitely probably a little bit of a romantic chemistry coming in, a lot of chemistry coming in between you and somebody else. Could be another water sign or the Capricorn. Yep. For some of you, you're going to be celebrating a lot. I mean, that's kind of a given. It is the holiday season. But some of you may be celebrating with people from the past, people that you haven't seen. Maybe having family reunions. Maybe you're possibly even attending weddings or some type of celebrations, okay? And it could be from people that you've known from the past. Now, for some of you, reconciliation is coming in, okay? And I mean, wow. Next to the Ace of Swords, so somebody may be coming in and communicating to you that they would like to see you again. Or it could be you. You could turn the tables, the energy. Again, energy is fluid. So what I may be saying may be connecting you to, you may be the one communicating some type of truth. You know, you could be the one apologizing and trying to figure out how to do this creatively. But I see you at being happy and celebrating and experiencing joy throughout the month of December. And you're going to feel passionate and inspired and all fired up using the Sagittarius fuel to keep propelling you forward. I love this energy for you. Oh, I love this. Here is your December affirmation. I am honoring myself. I am good enough. I am honoring myself. I am good enough. Do affirmations have to be complicated? Absolutely not. I have a lot of people, especially the logical people, or people who feel like they need to make their healing journey more difficult and add more pressure to themselves. They, you know, go to coaches, and these coaches create affirmations for them. And the affirmations are, you know, like 10 affirmations a morning. They're like 3 sentences long. And eventually these people hit rock bottom because they couldn't keep up with their affirmations. They were so tired. Your healing journey is not supposed to burn you out. That's your ego, okay? Your ego will burn you right out, and it will complicate everything, including your healing journey. It'll say, I have to say more affirmations. This simple affirmation is not good enough. I need something better or more, okay? That's your ego. Your soul craves simplicity. The simpler an affirmation is, the more you will be motivated to keep up with it, for one, and the longer that you can keep up with it and create this pattern, this routine, and this discipline, the more effective it is. Because your subconscious mind, your body, your soul hears everything that you say, including your ego. And if you're like, I'm sick and tired of these affirmations, I'm not seeing the results, there you go. Is it going to manifest? No. Keep it simple. Keep it simple. Healing comes naturally. Your ego wants to complicate the heck out of everything. All right. So we have, oh, cat spirit, claim your independence. Wow. And so it is. That's what your focus should be. Should have been. Should be. Okay, should have been something that you were focusing on and working on in 2022. Again, affirmation from Cat Spirit. Claim your independence, because here you are, independent, stable, secure, and abundant. And maybe you need to claim your independence from a third-party situation. Maybe somebody tried to put you in a third-party situation. The Ace of Cups, Swords showing up as you're just going to cut that right out with your sword. You're going to do something different. You're going to do something new. And then we have Crow Spirit, co-create with Spirit. You are here. You are co-creating with Spirit. Spirit is always listening to you. Your body is always listening to you. And, okay, your soul is always listening to you. And your ego is always listening to you, okay? It knows how to play you. It knows how to keep you trapped. It knows how to keep you bonded, okay? It knows how to keep you in old patterns. It knows how to keep you in fear. It knows what, creates anxiety within your body, your soul. It knows everything. It knows, in what areas you still face scarcity. It knows. It hears everything that you say. It's all about the reprogramming. We have surrender to divine timing. Sometimes divine timing may differ from your ego's timing. If a goal isn't manifesting fast enough according to your ego, be patient and trust the universal flow. Yeah, anytime that you feel that you're not on course, like I was talking earlier, oh, I should be healed by now. They're more advanced than I am. I should know more spiritually, or should be more intuitive by now, or should have tapped into my intuition, or whatever it may be. Like I said, I should be a doctor by now, a nurse by now, a lawyer by now, a nutritionist by now. I should have already gotten my degree that I've been working on for 10 years because that person did it in 4 years or 3 years. Judgment separates. And every time that you do that, you're separating yourself from your divinity, from your oneness and your wholeness. You're creating conflict. It's your ego, because your ego wants to keep you separated, wants to make everything hard, wants to complicate everything. It has a sense of being superior. All right, guys. Guys, I love you so much. All right, Cancer. You know what? Enjoy December. There's a lot of happiness, a lot of passion, a lot of chemistry, a lot of inspiration. And I see 2 new beginnings there for you. Enjoy those new beginnings. And I see you accepting these beginnings. And you know what? If they turn out not to work out, did you have fun? Because joy, fun, dancing shifts your conscious into higher states. So the more play, the more fun, the more laughter, and the more joy and celebrating that you do, the better. Okay, do it with balance. Leave those addictions behind. I love you.